In this video, I'm going to talk about supercharger etiquette. And what the heck is that? Well, etiquette is like an unwritten rule about something you should do, right? Like for instance, you should shake hands with people you haven't met before. And so supercharger etiquette is similar. Like it's stuff you should do and stuff you shouldn't do at the supercharger to make life better for yourself and for other people. So let's start with the first one. You shouldn't share stalls if possible. So when you arrive at the supercharger, check the numbers at each stall. And the reason for that is that 2 and 2 stalls, they share the same charger. So we have, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So what you want to do is try to pick a number that is not already occupied. And by doing that, you will speed up the charging for yourself and for others, because if 2 cars are plugged together on the same charger, for instance 1A, 1B, the charging might be slower for both of them or for only you, or it depends. So if you're already charging at, let's say, 110 kilowatt, and then someone else plugs on the charger, on the plug right next to you, you guys have to share the charger, and the next car will always get a minimum of 30 kilowatt. So then your speed will drop to 90 only. So the next car should try to find another plug so they get full speed from that one. And why is this so important? Well, it will reduce queues at the supercharger, because if people finish faster, they can get on the road faster. So it's a win-win for everyone. Right, number 2 is limit your volume. Because the soundproofing in the Tesla is not the best. It's getting better, but still there are limitations. And you see at the superchargers, the cars are parked very close to each other. So you will disturb others if you have too loud music playing. Or maybe if you have, a private conversation going on and you're using Bluetooth, speakers through the car, then that everyone else can listen to what you guys are talking about. So what you should do is lower the volume to a maximum of 4. Around 4 seems to be not too loud, and you can still enjoy the music. All right, number 3 is move your car when it's done. So, you have an app, just pay attention to the app to see when it's done, and then you can move it. Or if you don't have an app, if you have a loaner or something, then just, look at the screen and figure out when it should be done, and then just check it when it's done and move it. Because if you don't move your car after it's done charging, there will be an idle fee you have to pay for staying there too long. And not only that, but the worst thing is that other people might need your spot while you've done charging. So yes, move your car. And number 4 is avoid taking a nose-in stall. So, some supercharger sites, they have one or a few of these stalls where you can put the nose in. And that one suits best for a Model X towing something, a trailer or a boat or whatever. So if you can choose, try to avoid it, because a Model X might need it. Then they don't have to unhitch. It might not be a big deal, but after a while, if you're towed a bit, you'll figure out, okay, if you can choose, just plug it right in without unhitching, then, that's better for the Model X owner. Right, number 5, wait in line and pay attention. So this is the case where there are lots of lots of cars charging, and we have other Teslas waiting in line. So many cases, there's like a distinct line that moves when some people leave and some people plug in again. But some places are not like that. So you should pay attention to which cars are in front of you once you arrive. Maybe even take a photo if needed. And also, what is very important is when you are waiting in line, don't leave your car. You have to pay attention when it's your turn. Because if not, then it will be a big mess. You come back and you don't remember who was before you or after you or whatever. And also, a nice thing to do when you're waiting in line is to turn off your headlights, because especially in the evening, those headlights can disturb other people. It's kind of sharp. Right, number 6, don't charge to 100%. So if you have to drive very far and you have to charge to 100%, and there is a queue at the supercharger, then that is not good, because charging to 100% takes forever. So what you should do in that case is to charge to about 90-95% only, and then drive slightly slower to your destination, or you can top up on a CHAdeMO or somewhere else on the way there. Because charging to 100% is a waste of your time and a waste of other people's time. Of course, this does not apply if you're alone there, but still, it will also take too long. So I don't recommend charging to 100%, regardless. All right, number 7 is don't supercharge locally. So if you have the opportunity to charge at home, then I don't recommend supercharging, because yes, many people do that because they think they are saving money. Okay, you actually save some money, yes, because you can charge for free at the supercharger, but it will also cause more traffic at the supercharger, especially if you charge locally during rush hour or during peak hour when people normally charge there. And the disadvantage of this is that when you supercharge, the temperature in the battery is higher, and that means that the battery is degrading faster. I mean, yes, most people will say that, no, this doesn't happen. I supercharge a lot, and my range, the estimated range, does not change that much. Well, it will degrade faster because of increased temperature. So if you can avoid it, that's the best. And also in newer batteries, you will have it's like after a fixed number of charging sessions, or I'm not sure how the car counts it, but it will count how much you have supercharged or DC fast charge, and then it will limit the maximum output. So that means that eventually, if you supercharge a lot, you will get a reduction in speed, and that is not good if you supercharge a lot to save money, and then once you go on a long trip and you need that fast speed, then you don't get it anymore. It's permanently reduced. So I would say, the money you save from supercharging locally is not worth the time. It's better to pay whatever you have to pay at home, and then you can do other stuff instead. All right, number 8 is don't litter. So when you're supercharging and you eat something or whatever, don't throw that trash out of the car. Your mom doesn't work there. So just take that trash and walk it to the nearest trash bin. And if there's no trash bin nearby, then bring it with you. Put it in the car and then throw it somewhere else. Like I said, your mom doesn't work there. So it's not Tesla's responsibility to keep the superchargers nice and tidy. They just provide you with the energy. Then you have to use the energy to get rid of your own garbage. All right, number 9 is park properly. Because there are some lines on the ground you should follow to park properly. And of course, in some cases, those lines does not correspond with the stalls. But in the end, you just have to park properly, lined up, because then it will be easier for everyone else to park there. Then if you park like an idiot, like a douchebag, then you might even block a spot. I've seen it happen. Yeah, so don't do that, please. All right, number 10 is be ready to move. Now this is a weird case and not a very common case yet. If you have a Model X and you're towing something and you don't feel like unhitching, then okay, I would claim it's okay to take up several stalls, but you have to look at the whole situation. If you arrive at the supercharger in the evening and there's no one there or very few people there, you don't know that there won't be any people there, then yes, it's okay to take several stalls. In my opinion, you might not agree, but if it's a busy one, then don't take up several stalls. Or if you do that, be ready to move your car. But again, this thing is very dependent on the situation, because if you only need to juice up for 10-15 minutes to get to your next supercharger, then yeah, just the bottom line is you have to use common sense when it comes to that. Okay, so that was it. 10, I wouldn't call them rules. It's just, 10, I would say 10 suggestions of what you should do to make life easier for you and for everyone else. So I hope, again, this was useful for you. So, and that's it then. So talk to you guys later.